Today's topic is how to be a strong leader without being an ass. uh, a little play on the title there, but it's really a very important concept in C-level leadership and people management. So the question being, how can you be a stern, strong leader without being an ass and make difficult conversations easy? The answer is in two words: care more. And that's correct, care more. You can be a strong leader if you care more and you tell it. The more you care, the stronger and more direct you can be with uh, with people. And this applies anytime you have to engage in an uncomfortable situation, an uncomfortable conversation where the deliverable, the performance is less than what is expected and can be attained. So it really starts with the intent in your heart. And that's the difference between somebody who is giving guidance and tough love and somebody who's just being a complete ass. And it revolves around the question of, do you care? Do you care about this person as a human being? Are you doing it because you love, respect, and want them to do better, to hit their next level of potential? Or are you doing it to diminish, to discredit, or just turn them into somebody subservient? That's the real heart of the matter. Leadership guru Jim Rohn once said, "I don't care if the minister commits my soul to the fiery fires of hell, as long as he does it with tears and not joy." And we all get the need to repent for our sinful ways, but we need to know that if somebody is telling us that, it's with my best interests at heart. And that's the message that has to be conveyed when you're having these conversations and being a stern, strong leader. Make sure that the person on the receiving end of this knows that you have their best interests at heart. They must know that you care, that they are safe, that you are giving constructive guidance here when they are screwing up. Under no uncertain terms should these communications be made. Be very direct, very clear, but you're doing it because you respect them and want them to do better, both for themselves and for the team or for the family or whatever the situation is there. It's a fact that you care, but you also expect more, and you see and you realize what is possible out of this person. And if they just raise their own standards to the same standards that you have and you for them, and you know that's possible for them and that they are capable of doing, that is the key. Um, Obviously, in the business world, these conversations happen all the time, and they're very uncomfortable for people to have. Especially people in the finance and accounting world. We're not molded to be people persons. We love spreadsheets. We love the numbers. We love the concrete. We don't like the gray area. We like it black and white. And so if this one area is taken and can be improved on by you in your daily day operations, excuse me, that's where the key is. Um, when I look at C-level executives, I honestly believe that it's a privilege and an honor to be put in a position of a leader. Um, if you're going to take that title, or you're going to take the rewards, then you got to have the skills, and that's really the key here. And we all have finance, we all have accounting, FP&A, tax, acquisitions, mergers, whatever those skills are. But we have a precious commodity at our leadership hands, and that's really the hearts and minds and sweat and soul of the people that we lead. And I'm a huge believer in leadership development. And go back to the quote at the beginning of my video here. To show that you care, you can lay the hammer a little bit, but really showing that you care and you have that person's best interest in your heart can lead you to open up their potential and make it much better. So realistically, there's six takeaways, or six tips, I guess, six keys to be a strong leader without being perceived as a jerk. And number one, it's show respect, empathy, and care towards that person. Show that you genuinely want them to grow and succeed. Always treat your team members with respect, even if they don't earn it or deserve it, because that reflects more back on you than it does them. Number two is clear intent. Ensure that your intentions are driven by a desire to help and guide, not to belittle or to dominate. Number three is allow constructive feedback. Get that loop in place. Allow yourself, once you have clear and correct communication, to accept feedback from that person. We all live in our own world, and our beliefs are our beliefs, and their beliefs are their beliefs. They don't often mesh or match. Um, but establish that feedback where your team members can express their thoughts and concerns openly with an open dialogue without punitive thoughts or damages back to them. Number four is that safe space. Create it regardless of their performance. And so it's often from the safe space allows us to handle problems, and once those problems are solved, it allows us to a forum to grow improvements as well. So that safe space is key as well. Number five is remember that as C-level executives, we're in the people business. We're not in the timber business. We're not in the SaaS business. We're not in the education business. We are always in the people business. Even though our technical aptitudes say differently, we are always in the people business. So leadership depends on our ability to motivate, inspire, and support our team. So always remember that and tell yourself, I'm in the people business. And obviously, number six, and the last point is lead by example. Uh, Being a role model with your behavior and your values that you expect from your team, model those as well. And I think that's number one as a leader is your actions will always speak louder than your words. And employees are like kids. They're like dogs. They're always watching our behavior because our actions do speak louder than our words. And so really keep that in mind. Um, in closing here, I mean, sternness does not mean inflexibility, but by showing empathy, respect, and care, you can lead much more effectively and much more sternly without being perceived as an ass.